Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 22. Wait, hold on. Week 3, 22. Week 4, 23. 24. Yes, 22. There we go. I know that because I believe All Out is going to be episode 25, so that's just how I'm working it out. But we're here. No backstage incidents. We've got the build-up and the build-up of All Out, so hopefully more shit's going to go down in Dynamite and Collision, and we can just start building one hell of a card with lots of great matches and lots of great angles and super high ratings. Yeah, we're already in the show. There's an announcement. Brian has requested time to confront the Combat Club. So Brian will be out later on this evening in the show to confront the Combat Club. And if you're asking me, it's probably going to be, a request to fight one of them at All Out. That's my prediction. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? That's kind of where the feud is heading. So yeah, let's just assume that's happening. But first, we have some pre-show matches. I think we've got 2 or 3. 2, 3. I think we got 3. Well, let's guess. So Cedric Alexander and Preston Vance is our first of the pre-show. Cedric, of course, being in the TNT ladder match, gets a win with the lumbar check with a 59 rated performance. Preston Vance with 47, and the segment overall got a 59. Decent. Really don't like Preston's picture. That to me doesn't look like Preston Vance, but it's the only one in the picture pack. Hopefully there's an update soon in the picture pack, because some of these people are starting to look a bit outdated for me. But yeah, we move on. Our next pre-show match is a debut. Yes, Casey Catanzaro, also known as, I think it's Katana Chance in NXT. Her contract was expiring a month or 2 ago. They didn't renew it, so I threw a cheeky little deal at her and she accepted. So yeah, she's now AEW. She's all elite, as they say, and she faces off in Yuka Sakazaki and defeats her in 10:45 with a satellite DDT. 60 rated match, that's really good. Casey with a 44, Yuka with a 63. Go on, Yuka. And her gimmick got a great, which is very, very good. Let's continue. Yes, we had one more pre-show match. Look at all that green. And in a decent pre-show match, the Von Erichs got the win against the Dark Order in 12 minutes when Ross Von Erich made Evil Uno submit. Still working that Iron Claw, these guys. Still working it. The Dark Order eating a loss. Yeah, the Dark Order are just here now, aren't they? I kind of feel bad for them, but there's not much else to do, is there? Ross Von Erich was the weak link. Oh, well, you got the win, though. So, well, hey. Only with a 46. Wasn't too far behind. But yeah, Marshall. I'm guessing a Marshall? No? Marshall. Cool. Marshall's the light-haired one. Ross is the dark-haired. We will remember that. Maybe. But yeah, Von Erich's got a win. Decent. They've seemed to be losing in the last few weeks, so it's nice for them to get a win under their belt. But that is all the pre-shows. Let's jump straight into the main show. And we open with Jake the Snake Roberts coming out with his boy Lance Archer and just talking about the disrespect that Archer has faced recently. Like, yes, he did fail in his win or in his match against Takeshita for the TNT title, but by no means does that mean he shouldn't be in the ladder match. He should certainly be in that ladder match. He won a battle royale that had half of those people in it, and he's been on a destructive run ever since. So, someone needs to answer to this. And who comes out? Big boy Miro, who has been selected for that ladder match. He comes out with his wife, CJ Perry. And they basically talk trash on Jake and Lance and just saying, if you want anyone to answer to it, how about me? How about me right now? So, yeah, we've got a big battle of the big boys right now. There's no, stipulation in this. It's not like if Miro loses, he's out of the ladder match. He's just confronting him. So, yeah, Lance Archer and Miro face to face right now. Let's see who wins. So an bout that had great wrestling, 75, and a decent reaction from the crowd, Miro gets the win where he makes Lance Archer submit. God, I got there in the end, jeez. With the game over. So Miro getting the win and building a little bit more momentum towards his TNT ladder match. I imagine all of the guys on that card are going to be wanting to build some momentum, but 75 for these two guys. I will take that. I think we are misusing these two. We could definitely use them a bit more. Miro 75, Lance Archer with a 71, and obviously Miro and CJ got great chemistry, and the match got the crowd hotter. So yeah, wins all round. Let's move on, where we've got a backstage interview. 1 second. We have a backstage interview. Sorry guys, I'm not editing that out. With Adam Page and Bandido. Bandido obviously super happy that Page has his match at All Out. Page obviously very happy. And Renee just kind of talks to Adam Page and just says, hey Adam, MJF is facing Daniel Garcia on Collision this week for the AEW World Championship. What do you hope to see out of that? Would you rather someone win, etc.? And Adam Page says, if I'm being honest, Renee, I hope that MJF gets the win. Mad props to Daniel Garcia. What he's doing on Collision and what he's done this year is great. But, my eyes have been set on defeating MJF. And if I'm being honest, I would like to be the one to defeat him at All Out. So, may the best man win, of course. But if you ask me, I would like to face MJF. So, Adam Page not just got eyes for the gold, but he really does have eyes for MJF as well. So, it would be a little bit sad to see Daniel Garcia dethrone, I should say, MJF. But Garcia does have the new wave on his side. So, who knows? 91 rated segment though. Nice. Let's move on to some tag team action. So the AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida and her partner Britt Baker face off against the makeshift team of Deonna Purrazzo and the Bunny. So in a decent match, Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida defeat Purrazzo and the Bunny in 10:36 when Britt Baker makes Purrazzo submit. 62 rated match, not bad. Hikaru with a 64, lovely. Britt with a 62, and Deonna with a 56, that's decent. And Bunny with a 48, fair enough. I do like the Bunny, I think she's a great character. And Purrazzo's great as well. They're all great, let's be honest. 62, decent. Just, building a bit of steam and momentum. I think that's kind of what most of the matches are going to be leading up to All Out. They're either going to be momentum building for those involved, people maybe fighting for their chance to get on the All Out card, or just pure story focused, aiming towards All Out, because All Out is the big show. Moving on, we have got a backstage segment with Moxley, kind of just hyping up Zack Sabre Jr., just saying, we've got the trios belts, the TNT title is yours, no one else in that match is on the same level as you, Zack. Like, you've got this, and if you need a helping hand, we're here. And Zack's like, don't worry, John, this is all mine, this is going to be a piece of cake, mate. I won't need any of you ringside. I'm going to prove to you guys that I can do it all on my own. So yeah, 89 rated segment, excellent. I didn't think that these two could pull a segment like that out, but Zack Sabre Jr. and John Moxley very, very confident heading into that TNT ladder match. And if you ask me, I would say that Zack is probably one of the favourites, not just because of his own skill, but the potential of the Combat Club getting involved, because it is obviously no disqualification. Heading back to the ring now, we've got tag team action. Kings of the Black Throne, Buddy Matthewless facing off against Hook and Hobbs. And in a decent match, the Kings of the Black Throne defeat Hook and Hobbs in 14 minutes when Malachi Black pins Powerhouse Hobbs with a Dante's Inferno. It's a 61 rating overall, not bad. Again, I think these guys, they perform so well in real life. So what the hell are these numbers? Brody King, the best performing, no shade on Brody King, he's great, but Malachi Black should be mid 70s at least. What is this? Hook and Hobbs, they're young, they'll grow, they'll get better. So yeah, it's fine for them to eat a pin. But yeah, come on boys, pull your finger out your ass. Moving on, we've got some non-title action. Takeshita and Blake Christian, if you remember from way back when, this was our TNT title contender final. Blake Christian kind of surprising everyone with his excellent, surprising performances. And we've kind of revisited this. Takeshita, who is now the champion, non-title match. Again, momentum building. And in a great match, I know it says good, but I'm going to say great. Takeshita defeats Blake Christian in 12:37 with the touchdown. Takeshita with a 77, nice. Blake Christian with a 63. And of course, they have excellent chemistry together. So, kind of a little cheeky reason why I thought I'd revisit this, Let's see what we can do. I think they got around this in the final as well. I think it was 71, if I remember correctly. I think it was 71-72. So, yeah, not bad. Following this, though, Chris Jericho comes out to the ring, announces that he's working on getting a restraining order on Tay Mello because of her vicious attacks on Paige Van Zandt. He said, no one does that to my friend, and it's going to stop now. And just as he's rambling on, Paige just kind of puts her hand over Chris Jericho's mic, and Chris is like, huh? She takes the mic off of Chris, and she's like, Chris, I appreciate it. You're a very good, you're a very loyal friend, but I like to settle things a different way. Because, with my history in fighting, in, cage fighting, bare knuckle boxing, mixed martial arts, we like to settle things, not through restraining orders and legal documents. We like to settle things with some good old-fashioned fighting. So, Tay, at All Out, if you've got the balls for it, I would like to face you in an unsanctioned / sanctioned shoot match. No wrestling moves, nothing special, just me, you in the ring, no pinning. You can either win by submission or knockout, just like how I used to do to all the women in another company. Because I don't think we should mention UFC, because aren't they owned by the same company as WWE now? But you know what I mean. She's like, so how about it? Let me know. And just as she's, rambling on, talking about her dominance as an athlete and how she's knocked out more women than Tay Mello's even tried to pin in her life, out from the crowd comes, guess who? Tay Mello. Tay Mello knocks Paige Van Zandt down from behind, starts stomping on the back of her head, puts her in a submission, of which Paige Van Zandt is, kind of shrieking a little bit. She's in a lot of pain. When Sammy Guevara comes down from the ramp, pulls Tay Mello off, and Tay Mello just grabs the mic and says, I accept, bitch. So it's on, I guess, at All Out. We're going to get Paige Van Zandt, Tay Mello in a quote-unquote shoot match. Knockout or submission only. No pinning. No rope breaks. Just a full-on fight. Not a wrestling match. A fight. And, I'm excited for this. Tay Mello's proven in the past that she's incredibly tough. She obviously has her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, and we've seen her in a number of street fights and hardcore style matches in AEW. And Paige Van Zandt is obviously a legitimate fighter, being in UFC, and also has a bad history in bare knuckle fighting, which I only found out recently. It's pretty sick. This should be a great fight. Looking forward to it. Also, Paige Van Zandt doesn't look like this. Am I the only one? Like Google image search her now, is in 2023. Be careful though, because she's got a one of those spicy links. So be careful. But that doesn't look like her to me. I don't know. Just saying. Anyways, 49 rated, not the best. It's lost a little bit of heat, but I wanted to try do an angle without Chris and Sammy involved. But yeah, that's another match on the All Out card. A full-on fight. Not wrestling match, fight. Tay Mello, Paige Van Zandt. Who's your money on? Following from this, though, let's keep going with the show. 79. Oh! Ray Fenix is just, he's my boy. So in a bout that had great wrestling and good heat, Ray Fenix defeats Andrade El Idolo in 13:53 with the Meteora. So Ray Fenix and Andrade El Idolo, both part of tag teams that are involved in the All Out 4-Way Mayhem match. So that's Ray Fenix of the Lucha Brothers and one half of the World Tag Team Champions, and Andrade El Idolo, one half of Los Ingobernables with Roosh. And obviously FTR and Best Friends are included in that too. But tonight we're focusing on these two teams and some singles action. So great match, 79. I believe that's our best match of the night. Which, I would normally say it's pretty easy to do, but we've had a 75 and a 73, so killing it. I believe this was our main event of the night though. And we head straight into Bryan Danielson's confrontation, I guess. So Bryan Danielson comes out. He's very, very serious demeanor. He calls out Jon Moxley and challenges him to one final match. John, just me, you, none of the Combat Club, no involvement, one-on-one to settle the score. We clearly don't like each other. We clearly don't respect each other. So one final blowout match, and then we just move on. And obviously Moxley comes out with the rest of his gang, and just starts to just rant a little bit on what he doesn't like about Brian. He just says, like, Brian, I did respect you. There was one time when I looked up to you. Like, you were one of my wrestling heroes. He said, you've done it all. You've been to Japan. You've wrestled on the indies. You've made it. You've been the biggest wrestling name in the world. You've done it all yourself. You never had handouts. You never asked for help. You never took advantage of anyone. And to see you now is just a shell of the American Dragon that we all know. You used to kick the life out of people who disrespect you or who were beneath you, and now you shake hands with them. Now you hug them. Now you wanna just be nice to everyone, even those that don't deserve it, those that don't even deserve your attention. And you've become soft. So yeah, I'll take you up on your challenge. And yeah, once All Out is over, I don't want anything to do with you. But we're not just gonna have a regular old match. I wanna see the American Dragon. I wanna see Brian fucking Danielson, and we're gonna do that in an Iron Man match, because one pinfall, one submission isn't enough. I'm gonna make you tap. I'm gonna pin you over and over and over again in an Iron Man match. And I'm not even going to wait for you to say that you agree, because you do agree, Brian, because I know that there's that fire inside of you, and I'm going to kick that fire out of you. And I'll see you at All Out. And Moxie just drops the mic and walks out, and his music plays. Wow, dang. I can't sing that too much, though, because my singing is so good it will get demonetized. Not that this is monetized, let's be honest, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I made All Out up on the spot. I'm pretty proud of myself. I should write scripts for this. I feel like it'd be a bit more cohesive. Anyways, yeah, All Out. Brian Danielson, John Moxley, no Combat Club involvement again, because they listen to good old Mox. Iron Man match. I haven't decided on the time. I'm gonna say 30-minute, because 60 is probably gonna be too much, right? 30-minute Iron Man match. John Moxley, Brian Danielson. Who's the better man, I guess. And they have both agreed once this match is done, they're done. As in, no more feuding, no more fighting. They will just coexist in AEW with nothing to do with each other. Which, I think is quite a mature thing to do. But I guess these are both experienced heads. They're very, self-assured in a way. Like, they think, what, we don't like each other. Let's not just continue this. Let's have one final blowout and we're done. So yeah, that is how we end our show. Big news. I think we had 2 match announcements tonight. Paige Van Zandt, Tay Mello in a, basically, let's just say a UFC fight in a way. And Moxley, Danielson, 30-minute Iron Man beef squashing match, I guess. So let's finish the show and see how we did. 82, decent. Anything else happen in this show? No, just people winning matches, I guess, and people losing matches, I guess. But yeah, 82, decent show, decent matches as well. I think this is probably our most consistent Dynamite card in terms of matches. 79, 73, 75, and then obviously we had a 62, which isn't bad for who's involved, and 61, which is a bit wanky. But I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to stop, and I will see you guys at Collision, where we have Daniel Garcia facing the world champion MJF. That is going to be a spicy affair, and I'm very excited. I'll see you guys over there right now. And we are here for Collision. 2 pre-show matches, I believe, and then we head straight into the show. But we've got a pretty interesting show. So tonight, obviously, we've got MJF facing Daniel Garcia, who cashed in his Double or Nothing. Yes, but Casino Royale number one contendership. While he's on a high after defeating the Elite in their best of 3 series. We've also got a TBS title contender battle royale. The winner of that match will face Nyla Rose at All Out. Jade Cargill is not happy about that. And we've also got CM Punk in tag team action tonight against Jay White, because he was desperate to get his hands on that boy, among obviously other things. But yeah, let's head straight into the pre-show, where we've got Chris Bay in singles action defeating AR Fox in 8 minutes 40 with the Art of Finesse. So Chris Bay of the Bullet Club not in action tonight in that tag team match, but gets a win. So nice. 59s all round. Following this, we have got some tag team action and the recently signed Aussie Open. They make their pre-show debut, I guess, against the Kingdom in a 60 rated match, but the Mike Bennett, has injured his ankle. That's not good. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher in the high mid 60s, decent, and the Kingdom are just a reliable team to throw anyone against. They never complain about losing. But yeah, a loss for the Kingdom and a win for Aussie Open. Well, hey, 60 rated, not bad. And I believe this takes us into the opening segment, and once again MJF opens the show just so that he can get out as early as possible, go home and rest, and is defending his title, his AEW World Heavyweight Championship, against the New Wave's co-leader, Daniel Garcia. Oh, okay. 85. Oh, MJF is just a machine, as is Daniel Garcia, but in a superb match, MJF defeats Daniel Garcia in 24 minutes and 14 seconds by submission with the Salt of the Earth. We also had Kenny Omega run in and attack Daniel Garcia. This is defense number 8 for MJF in an 85 rated match and a 93 rated performance. Daniel Garcia with a 64, fair enough, but Kenny Omega getting himself involved, and that's not the only involvement, because as soon as this match ends, the entirety of the New Wave come running down to attack Kenny Omega, who is still at ringside. MJF grabs his title and runs. He doesn't want to be a part of this. He's gone, and an all-out brawl ensues between all of the members of the Elite and all of the members of the New Wave, just beating the living daylights out of each other. And what happens is the numbers game. Mercedes Moné, you say, oh, she's a woman, but she's beating Kenny Omega, and she'll beat him again. It's a 4-on-3 attack, and the Bucks and Kenny are being beaten down. And yeah, it doesn't look good until we hear some music that's kind of familiar, but not entirely. It's Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi comes bombing down, takes out Daniel, takes out Swerve, takes out Ricky, looks at Mercedes and goes, fuck it, super kicks her in the face. She's gone. Kota helps up Nick and Matt. Him and Kenny, big embrace. They hug each other, and just on the outside, all 4 members of the New Wave are pointing, holding their heads and stuff. Kota, Kenny, Matt and Nick all in the ring, being like, come on, bring it on, it's a 4-on-4 now. And looking like the odds have been well and truly evened, with the former Golden Lover, Kota Ibushi, is here to even the odds. And just as we think Carnage is about to come out again, Mr. Tony Schiavone comes out saying, hold on. Now, just got word from Tony Khan that this kind of behavior is unacceptable, and there is only one way for this rivalry, this fight, also you can see I couldn't fit Swerve in, sorry Swerve, to be solved. In 2 weeks time at AEW's All Out, it will be the Elite, the New Wave, Lethal Lockdown. Whoa. So for anyone that doesn't know what Lethal Lockdown is, it's essentially like a Hell in a Cell match, except the ringside and the cage is like hung with weapons, and there are weapons all around the ring. So it's like an extreme Hell in a Cell match. All 8 members, the Elite, the New Wave, will be locked inside a cell, surrounded by weapons. And he said this is the only way to deal with it. Beat yourself senseless. One team will come out, and that will be it for your rivalry, for your whatever, for your what. Yeah, well, that's according to Tony Khan, that's what they say. But Tony Schiavone gets to deliver the news. Does a terrible way at delivering the news because it got 50-7. But huge match. The Elite, the New Wave, Lethal Lockdown, and it's happening at All Out. This card just keeps growing. And don't worry, there's, I think in total, so far, we've had maybe 7, 8 match announcements, I think. I'm trying to remember now. But there will be a recap preview show that I'll do. Just a mini episode, just hyping up All Out. We're going to go through each match, talk about what's happened with that rivalry and what has led to All Out. But yeah, that's in the future. We're in the now. Lethal Lockdown has been announced and confirmed. Following this is a simple one-on-one. Darby Allin, big bad Darby Allin, just basically beats the life out of Ethan Page in 9 minutes and wins with a coffin drop. Every now and then Mo was peering around, seeing if Sting would get involved, but Sting didn't. I think Sting is currently preparing for his match at All Out because he needs to be in the best shape possible in order to compete with Darby Allin. But yeah, good win for Darby Allin, 69 overall, nice. Darby Allin with a 71 and Ethan Page with a 57. Following this though, for some reason, Jade was 86? How the fuck did that happen? Okay, Renee Paquette is backstage, just minding her own business. Jade just wants to pick a fight with someone. So she just starts arguing with Renee about this upcoming Women's Battle Royale, just saying it's bullshit. I should be the number one contender. I'm the best in this business. I'm the 50 whatever and 0 former champion. What is this? Why do I have to earn my spot? I'm already one of the best. And Renee's kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to me about it? She's like, I don't know, you're the first bitch I came across. And Renee's like, don't call me a bitch. And Jade is just like, whatever, I need to head to the match now, and just brushes her aside. So a weirdly highly rated segment here between Renee and Jade Cargill. But yeah, Jade's not happy, and she is heading to the ring now for the TBS title contender Battle Royale. Let's see how that goes down. 60. So in a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Jade Cargill, of course she did. Of course she bloody did. Won the Battle Royale in 12 minutes. The other members of the Final Four were Saraya, Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander, with Saraya being the final elimination. Saraya also got the most eliminations. Go on, Saraya. The other entrants in the match, let's just run through them. We've got Jade Cargill, the winner, Chris Statlander, the former TBS champion, Ruby Soho, Samantha DeMartin, Saraya, the debuting Sari, who has been signed. She is now All Elite. Sawyer Wreck, Stephanie Vaquer, Thunder Rosa, and Willow Nightingale. 60 rated overall, it's fine. Jade Cargill wins and books her place at All Out to face her former hired muscle, Nyla Rose. That is going to be one hell of an average match, because Jade Cargill is, I haven't had her in a match in a couple of weeks. She might have got better. Who knows? But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how she stands up against the beast that is Nyla Rose. But yeah, 60 rated, fair enough. That's another match booked. Let's keep going. And then just in a simple one-on-one, Rami Sabai defeats Buddy Matthews in 30 minutes with the Brain Buster. No idea why it's called that, but okay. Rami with a decent win. Still, probably seething that Samoa Joe has revealed himself, and so arrogantly too. With a 65 and a 63 from Buddy. Rami's getting better with his gimmick. Nice one. 68 overall. And post-match, who would appear but Big Bad Joe comes in to attack Rami, but Rami just narrowly escapes the attack and just heads up the ramp, just being like, you don't get to touch me, boy. And yeah, 68. Samoa Joe not quick enough to get Sammy. Maybe if he wore his black hoodie, might have got him. But yeah, let's head on to, which I believe now is our main event. Yep, here it is. And in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, CM Punk and Jordan Omos defeat Bullet Club Gold, which is Jay White and Keith Lee, in 12:24 when CM Punk makes Jay White tap. Oh, I bet that felt good from Punk. Jordan Omos was the weak link. It's fine. He's big. CM Punk with a 78, Jay White 72, Keith Lee 66, and yeah, Omos 48. But Omos benefited from a groundswell of public support. Go on, Jordan. But yeah, CM Punk must feel good after tapping out Jay White. And immediately after the match, CM Punk grabs his mic, smug as ever, and calls out Jay White and just says, Jay, you, me, that belt, all out. And he just drops the mic, and Jay White just grinning on his face. He's like, yeah. And like, you think that that's the end of the show, but Jay White walks back down, and you think, what's happening? He's like, his Bullet Club boys are like, what are you doing, Jay? And Jay's like, it's okay, I got this. Like, just, ushering them back. He walks into the ring. He offers, like, give me the mic, hand gesture. Punk is like, cool. Offers Jay the White, and he goes, Punk, you silly man. Do you not realize what I'm doing? I targeted you for a reason. You've said all this time that you need a purpose, and your purpose was to prove that you're the best in the world, and you didn't against Kazuchika Okada. I've beaten Kazuchika Okada, so I can most definitely defeat you. So I targeted you, Punk, because let's face it, you are one of the best in the world, but you're not the best in the world. And I know that your ego is bigger than anything that exists, and I'm going to feed that ego right now. You get your title shot at All Out. You get your title shot. But I want to add a little deal to this match, and a deal that I know you can't refuse, because one, you want to get your hands on me again, and two, if you don't, the Bullet Club Gold are going to terrorize you every week of every day until you retire. So at All Out, me and you, one-on-one, no Bullet Club Gold involvement, none of that giant freak involvement either. If you win, you get my title and I leave you be. But if I win, Punk, you join Bullet Club Gold. And the crowd are like, whoa, what? And Keith Lee, Juice, and Chris at the top are like, what? Like, we didn't see this coming. Omos is just looking at Punk, and he's like, well, no, you're not going to take that, obviously. Punk, his eyes are bloodshot. This boy is like, he thinks he's found his purpose, which is the international title. It's Jay White. It's this prick that keeps, annoying him. So Punk just grabs the mic. He goes out of the ring, face to face with Jay White. They're like touching nose. He lifts up the mic. He's still in Jay White's hand, and just says, deal. And then walks out. Punk, Jay White, All Out, international title on the line. If Punk loses, he has to become a member of Bullet Club Gold. And Jay White just stands there, biggest smile in the world. Punk has already walked out. He's gone up the ramp. He's pushed past Keith Lee, Juice, and Chris Bay, and Jay White has got what he wanted. This is exactly what he wanted all those weeks ago when he first attacked CM Punk. He baited him, and CM Punk took that bait. But yeah, that's another match confirmed for All Out. This is becoming a monolith of a show. But let's see how we did with this show. 78, decent. To be fair, it was a mixed bag. It was really good at the beginning, really good at the end. The middle was a bit shit with that really weird Renee Jade Cargill Battle Royale segment. But yeah, there we go. MJF, which we didn't even highlight because there was so much chaos after the match. MJF has retained, which means All Out's main event stays the same. It's MJF, Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. But we've got huge matches announced this week. And, spoiler alert, we're not done. There is still a handful of matches that are yet to be announced and confirmed for AEW All Out. It is going to be the show of shows, I hope. But thank you very much for this episode, guys. I feel like I rambled and talked for so much longer than I normally do. Very sorry. I'm just a little bit excited, if I'm being honest. And I hope you guys are too, because you should be. All Out's going to be amazing. Yeah. But thank you very much, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the card so far, on any of the announcements and what's going on. Yeah. But until then, until All Out in a few episodes' time, we've got a few more shows. So yeah, let's just live in the present, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yeah.